Talking. Okay. Turn that shit off because I'm not going to listen to a metronome. Man, I don't know what it is about this. I mean, it kind of just gives me nerves. You know, like I've been thinking about it. Oh, great. Now it gets really fucking sunny, so the camera looks like shit. You know, all kinds of things. And obviously I think about this during the week, and like when I'm not doing it, like I think about it and like, you know, what's going on, you know, but I listen to a ton of podcasts. I mean, I listen to a lot. So that's kind of why I do it. You know, I don't really know, you know, I don't really know. There's a lot of times during the week where I'm like, man, you know, but like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Like, probably shouldn't be, you know, not that I shouldn't be, but it's like, why, you know, is a big question that I ask all the time. But I feel like a good idea for me, and I feel like I just keep telling myself, just do it. You know, I obviously keep telling myself, just do it. And this is, you know, a weird way to start it off, but this is how we're going to start it off because, I mean, you know, it's just an honest, like, speakful truth. You know, I didn't bring the notebook or anything out today, because I just figured, you know, whatever happens, happens. You know, I wrote a couple things down the last 2 times that I did this and kind of like prepared for it, you know, and it's not like I haven't been preparing for it. I really wanted to turn my sound off on the computer. Hopefully that finally turned it off, because the last thing I want to be doing is looking at text messages on my computer while I'm trying to think about what happened in my brain. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know. I look up to people that do it, and I listen to a lot of these, and I feel like they're entertaining. You know, I'm not saying I'm entertaining. You know, I don't think I'm even trying to be entertaining. Although, obviously, I'm trying to be entertaining. You know, I'm just trying to, like, I don't know, catalog and just, you know, speak. Like, I feel like it's a good way for me to, like, reflect almost. You know, that's what a really interesting thing is about it. Like, I feel like I definitely bottle things up, you know? Like, I definitely, you know, like my dog died. Dog that I've had for the longest time. Name is Buddy. You know, Bud the dog, great guy. Great guy. You know, and I realized he was my friend for the longest time. You know, like, he was my friend longer than anybody or anything was my friend. You know, anything. I'm not really friends with things, but, like, he was definitely my longest friend. You know, besides Jordan, but he's not really my friend, you know. He's like my brother. You know, I wouldn't really consider us friends, but hey. Yeah, but, like, it's tough, you know. But, like, I kind of just, like, didn't, like, allow myself to think about it. Now, granted, you know, while he was, you know, and it was kind of like a prolonged experience where he died. It was, like, a couple months, you know, that we were, like, knowing that this is it. You know, and it wasn't even a couple months, because there'd been times previously where I was like, man, you know, I could tell you're getting older. You know, you're not the same dog you used to be. And that's the thing with dogs. I mean, that's just kind of how they go. You know, they get older and then they die. And it's really sad. But, like, really what I'm getting at is I just kind of didn't, like, allow myself to think about that. You know, I kind of just wanted to keep that out of the brain. And, like, I didn't want to digest that thought or, like, be sad about it. Now, obviously, if I sit down and think about it and what he meant to me, you know, I'm going to start crying. You know, and I'm not going to lie about that. That's just the honest truth. You know, so I just kind of didn't really allow myself to do that. You know, and that's kind of the thing with this is, like, you know, I feel like this is kind of, I'm just talking through my thoughts and, like, really just trying to process them. You know, like, I'll allow myself to think about things. You know, because it's interesting, because I don't really take pictures. You know, I kind of, like, I take pictures of some things, but, like, you know, most of those things are inappropriate and I wouldn't show anybody. You know, but I do take pictures, you know, of sunsets, which is really nice. You know, that's probably what the thumbnail is, but, It's actually really convenient now that I say that. I am driving to school during the sunrise, so like I get to take those pics. And then I just started the delivery job, which is driving. So I'm in my car for the sunset. So it's just more opportunities to take pictures of the sun. Because, we need way more pictures of the sun. Nobody knows what it looks like. You can't look at it, so you need to know what it looks like. So that's why you need me to take a picture of it. Yeah, but I just don't really I feel like I just don't allow myself to have those thoughts, And the dog one is a specific one that I really wanted to talk through. And I don't even think I really can fully digest it right now. Now, to make matters worse, the second dog that I have, because Buddy is my mother's dog, and that was always my dog growing up. But now my stepmom's dog, Oswaldo, who's actually part rat, part dog. Yeah. He's almost like part sea urchin, but he doesn't breathe underwater or anything like that. He just kind of is a sea urchin. That's just kind of how it is. If he was a Pokemon, he'd be the sea urchin Pokemon. But he's also a rat dog. Imagine what a rat looks like. Imagine what a dog looks like. That's him. Have you ever seen the meme for all these girls being my dog's so cute, and then it's a picture of a white dog with the crusty things under the eyes? That's pretty much what he looks like. He gets a haircut all the time, so, he doesn't look like that all the time. He actually got a haircut today. He looks pretty good. Pretty spiffy, if I do say so. And he's lost some weight. He's been at the gym with me, exercising. We actually brought him out golfing today, and he chased all the geese away. Yeah, but he's got diabetes, and he totally is blind in both his eyes, which is really sad. It's really, like I said, I just watched one dog die, which is terrible. And I don't really know if you care to hear about this, but too bad. Yeah, and so he's dying too. He's in terrible shape. It's really sad. He'll bump his head on the side of the walls to get out the door. We take him outside, and he could smell outside, obviously. So he kind of but he'll have to knock his head against something to see where the wall is. When he's coming inside, he'll knock his head on the side of the wall and then be walk in. But yeah, he's it's gonna be it for him too. It's just sad. It's just sad. Dogs are so pure. Dogs will never yell at you. They'll never say something shitty. You'll never be that dog rubbed me the wrong way. Never. Never would you be that dog rubbed me the wrong way. Now, he might have licked you the wrong way. Actually, that's not true. I guess a dog could have rubbed you the wrong way if it tried to bite you or do some shit. But then you're probably that dog, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I was going to do the song the other day and told myself to do it 2 days ago. And I make excuses, and then I'm I'm not going to do it. Because I wanted to have this one for Monday, but, it's whatever day that this got uploaded today. Right now it's actually September 29th, Wednesday, so God knows when this, probably soon, hopefully tomorrow, this will be up, but I don't know. I just kind of put it off. I didn't realize it's Wednesday already because I planned on doing it for sure Monday, because Sunday I was I could be early, do it today, and I was fuck it. I'll just play video games, and then Monday and Tuesday went by. Well, Monday I worked. And Tuesday, I worked out. And I told myself I was going to do it both those days. I said, we'll do it Monday. And I thought, hey, maybe I'll do it after work. Hey, maybe I'll do it before work. Didn't do it at either point. I didn't go to the gym on Monday either, So it's I don't know. I've just been trying to, balance responsibilities. And like I said, I want to, incorporate this and, make sure I do, at least one a week. I don't really know. I don't really care. But, I just want to, try to be consistent with it, If I could be halfway consistent with it and just consistently put it out, maybe somebody will listen to it, Probably my mom if I sent it to her, but, I'm not going to do that because, I don't know. I pretty much shit talk just about everybody. So preferably strangers that I don't know. That'd be pretty good if they listen to it, because there's so many, NPCs on the internet that I'm sure would love to listen to this. Also, Russian bots. I would love if those Russian bots listen to this. I wonder if you could listen to podcasts in China. That's an interesting thought. I mean, think about how many people are over there. Can they listen to Tim Dillon? Definitely not. But can they listen to Joe Rogan? Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Can they even listen to Bobby Lee? Probably not. It's upsetting. But hopefully if you're in China, you could hear this. And yeah. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, no, just trying to balance responsibilities, I just obviously, I don't know if obviously, but if you watch the last one, I probably talked about how I got 2 more jobs, which is really cool. I don't know what I specifically said about it last time, but I just started the delivery job with my friend Ben. Also my lover, Ben, which is a crazy job. I've never delivered before. And, I really wanted to do it because it sounds super easy. And I could just drive around and listen to Theo Von or any of the podcasts that I listen to in my car. Not myself. I really don't listen to these. That's not exactly true. I listen to, if I think I said something sketchy, I listen to it. But, I don't really say anything that sketchy anymore. I used to say sketchier things. If you go back and watch any of the old ones, which, probably won't be up that much longer because I'm probably not going to have them up anymore for the exact reason that there's lots of sketchy things said in them. I only drink big waters. I don't drink small waters anymore because it's just too hard to keep track of. Yesterday I went through 2 gallons of water, And I just kind of try to do that to, not be sick. But, the thing is, at the end of the night, I still feel like shit, I'm just, always trying to not feel like shit. And, there's always something going on. It's either my throat or my nose or, there's insects invading me. I've had these anal parasites going on that I'm trying to eradicate with bleach. I've just been bleaching my asshole to try to get rid of parasites and... that's just causing more problems, Then I got bloody stool. And then I have nowhere to sit because I got blood all over my stool, So now I'm out here recording because the stool's full of blood, And I'm probably going to move off of that because that's a bunch of bad jokes and inappropriate things. So it's just a double whammy of, hey, move the hell off of that. But delivery driving is... definitely something that I wanted to say loud to make it sound important so that I would say more things about it, and that's what I'm going to try to do with the next sentence, although I'm literally just describing my brain thoughts to you at this point. And of course, beat off just flashed in my head, It literally, it's such a problem, and I'm not going to try to censor myself on that because it's just I guess it's a good way to really own up to myself, but it really is just a thought that flashes every 5 seconds. Yesterday we were trying to play video games and my friend literally goes I was oh yeah, I'm on Warzone. He goes, okay, I'm going to beat off real quick and then I'm going to get on. And if you're a girl, that's literally conversations that guys have. And I responded to him something like, okay, that sounds like a good idea. I'm going to beat off too. And I don't know. I don't know if that's crazy. It's definitely a little weird. But it's honestly what happened. And, listen, I'm here to speak from my perspective, not somebody else's. So that was my perspective of yesterday, but, yeah, delivery driver. See, I said it again. I said it last time like that to give myself a couple seconds to think about something to say about it. Oh, I just realized I have no idea when I started. No idea. Do you think it'd be cheating to look at the thing? I think it would be, but if I hold the mic with me, I could probably walk over to here and keep speaking to you. And if you're not watching, you have no idea this is going on. Although if you're not watching, you're definitely listening. 14:44. Okay. We're not really shooting exactly for a specific time. Look at that. I did that, and I didn't even knock anything over. I thought for sure I was going to knock this over. little not really a stress ball though. I guess it kind of works as a stress ball, but it's more supposed to be like to like loosen my hand up. I should have brought the ice pack out with me. I really want to go to the gym today, but my wrist has just been in all kinds of pain. I've just been like battling wrist pain and like trying to go to the gym and depression at the same time. Not really depression, but like if I don't go to the gym, I start going like crazy in my head. You know, I just have lots of sicko thoughts. Not like sicko thoughts, you know, it really is a lie. You know, I just kind of over exaggerate everything, which is something I do for sure. You know, I wonder if I should put something over the window so that the sun doesn't just like change what it's doing the whole time I do this. I realize I've probably been doing these at the worst time of day with the sun like that. You know, I thought, hey, let's do this at night, you know, or something like that. Let's see if this changes it if I go like that. Nope, you're just going to have to look at the sun like that. Hey, I thought maybe do it at night, but like I've just done all of them during the day, so this one was done during the day too. So sorry. I mean, that's what it is. So sorry. Yeah. But delivery driving, easiest job. You just kind of forget you're at work, you know, and then you're like, you show up wherever you put your thing in. Because it's like I'm just driving and following the line. And when I get to the end of the line, I'm like, oh, shit, I got to deliver food here. And then I deliver the food and wish that there was a girl in there that would, you know, play checkers with me. I love checkers, so yeah, that's why I would want that to happen. But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's really much to say about it. You know, if you want to like experience it, do it. It's the easiest thing ever. I literally just like sit in my car 99% of the time I'm at work. Like I've never worked a job where you spend most of your time not at the job. Like, and you're doing your job by not being at the job. Now, I guess that's like literally any job that like is delivering because you're doing that in your car. Like if you were to be a truck driver or something like that, I could see why people would be truck drivers because it's so easy. Excuse me. Like even if you work for like, I guess like Coca-Cola or something like that. Which I actually have a friend who works for Coca-Cola. You know, it's really weird. You know, like I go to the gym all the time, so I meet a lot of people that I kind of know. You know, we'll play basketball together all the time. You know, like I'm like, oh, what's up, man? Like this is how it always goes. It's always like, oh, what's up, man? You know, and then we kind of look at each other and are like, what do we say next? And because, you know, it's like you barely know the person, you know, you don't really know how to act around them. And then, you know, it's usually like, oh, do you want to play basketball today? And it's like, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'll play basketball today. And I really can't play basketball all that much because my ankles are just in such pain. But, like, I guess I want to play basketball. I mean, I do want to play basketball, obviously. Like, it's literally one of the most fun things. Like, it's so satisfying to, like, actually get a bucket on somebody in real life. Like, there's nothing more satisfying than a real life bucket. Like, imagine playing 2K, but in real life. Like, and that's literally how I used to describe it. Like, it's just so, it's so amazing, though. It really is. And I'm sure you know because you've played basketball. I mean, any of those physical things. You know, like I was playing golf today, and I always like don't want to play golf, but then because it's just like annoying. It's not annoying, but it just like is a thing in my schedule that like I didn't really put there, you know. So it's like there's so many other things I could do, and I probably would never spend them doing golf. I literally wouldn't. I really think that there's no way I would ever play that golf. But my dad loves to play golf. And it's probably the sport that I've spent the most time with, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. Yeah. Can't tell if that door is opening or what. It just wouldn't be ideal if somebody was like listening to me talk like this. Especially my dad listening to me talk about golfing with him. It's definitely the door moving around. Question is it the wind? Oh, I can actually see it. I don't think there's a person there. Yeah, I guess I gotta go back and edit this part because there's probably a whole minute of just silence. But yeah, the wonderful door is moving around in the wind. It's a lot of fun. It's an interesting experience though. Like I said, I definitely wouldn't spend any of that time really playing golf. I don't think I ever would, but like I started when I was really young, so it's like really I'm not bad at it. Like, and if I was halfway any bit consistent with it, I'd be a whole lot better. I'm not even close to like as consistent as I could be. Like I haven't played in 2 weeks, and I played probably the best game I played all summer. We play a par 3. We don't really play a long course. Like if you get me out on a long course, I'm actually terrible. But if we're playing like a short course, because I've literally been playing this one course in Summit for like longer than I've been doing anything. I think I've played this course in Summit more than I've done anything in my entire life, more consistently, like over more years. Like I literally started when I was incredibly young and took lessons at this course. And then my dad eventually joined the course, and then we just play. And we've been playing like once a week or whatever, whenever we get out. And sometimes I went with friends and stuff. So I've just like played it a ton. But yeah, no, I go out with my dad and his 2 friends, which is really interesting, because it's like, the one guy I knew when I was younger, he's kind of like an uncle to me. And it's like, but you're younger, so you don't really like know or behave or, really understand the full existence of your person. So you just kind of are different. And it's like then you get older and then you're like, huh, wow, like, you used to know Alec when Alec was like 3. And it really is like that. It really is like you used to know Alec when Alec was like 5 or whatever. And, now Alec is a bigger person, And that's really weird to like look at like from that aspect. But it is true. I mean, like if you really think about it, like everything has changed in your person. Or most things, like I think about it, and I said something to one of my old friends a while ago, like, oh yeah, that was about like 5 Alex ago. Because it was. I've been through like so many people. I really feel like, I don't know. I don't even know what that means. Because I guess to some extent, I've definitely still been the same person. But to some extent, the person is completely changed, I feel like I used to have such different opinions and attitudes towards certain things. I don't know. I mean, I definitely did. I mean, definitely all my opinions change all of the days. But that's really why we're doing this, is so that one day maybe I can look at these, and I probably won't. What I'm going to sit down and watch. I might watch like 15 minutes of one of them or 5 minutes of one of them. What would be really cool is like if my kid someday watches these, obviously that's implying that I'm going to have a kid. I'm really hoping so. Like if I'm going to be dead honest, like I would love to get married and have a kid. And that's for sure something that an old Alec would have definitely not said. A couple Alecs ago, I wouldn't have said that. And it's really weird because for sure now I'm more of like, I would love to have a family like that. And I haven't had exactly a great experience, not a bad experience, but I haven't exactly had a good past with, at least my last couple girlfriends. It didn't go well, and it was definitely, in the one relationship I had, my fault, and it's like, really made me realize a lot of things about myself. Shout out the vid for giving me all that time to think and dwell on all that stuff. Because it's like, and I thought about this. This is really weird because my mom moved on from the dog and immediately got a new dog. But like if you go from a girlfriend to like another girlfriend, I feel like that's a terrible idea. Or maybe it's not. It definitely will distract you. But like I feel like, and this is, whatever to talk about, but I really feel like it got me to think about all the things and, hopefully next time I won't make mistakes like that, because like I look back at it and it's like, well, why did you do those things? Why did you do those terrible things? And, maybe not treat her that great, and take her for granted, whereas it's like you could be building your future with that person and like, starting a family in the near future, which is what I would hope to do. I'm supposed to go into my career really soon, which is scary, but also exciting. And at that point, start working, start making enough money where I could live with people and stuff like that, move out. And yeah, I don't know. Be great to have a kid, but and a wife and a house like that. But to say like to have the kid watch this, I mean, that's like 8 steps down the road. I still got at least a year of being a degenerate before that comes into play. But I mean, those are just honest thoughts, and I didn't think I was going to talk about that for sure, but here we are. Yeah, but it's really funny to see my dad with his friends, when we golf, which is something that's always very interesting. It's really fun to golf because it's so like hard. It's such a hard sport. I've done it so long, and you have good days, you have bad days. I don't want to really get into it, but like I have a pretty good tee shot off most shots, and then I putt like crap. My short game is crap. But that's really only like, this course, like I said. We're playing a par 3 where everything's like about like under 180. You get me out on a big course, I can't hit a driver for crap, so it's like I'm just terrible at that point. Just ask anybody I've golfed with. I'll hit the 6-iron for 87% of my shots if you bring me out on like a regular golf course. We played an 18 with Earl and Rat and just whacking the 6 on just about every shot. And it was one of those days where you just stop scoring. One of those days, which is why golf is, so crazy. But it really is fun because it's like you're outside and you just get to walk around and just like hit a bunch of balls with your friends. I mean, that's really what it is. It's just like hanging out with a little bit of competition, and I love competition. That's why I love basketball. It's so fun. It's just like, golf is more like hanging out than a competition, but the competition is always looming. It's always like, even if you're not like actively doing it, you get to talk shit to your friends and or your father while you're walking up to the your next shot, which is really which is entertaining. It really is. I mean, there's so much pressure on like each shot. With basketball, you really have like so many opportunities to like make up for things. But with golf, like every shot is your opportunity, and there's so much riding on every shot. Like it's so much pressure. Like so much of it is mental, I feel like. Again, I don't mean to just like talk about golf, but that's what we're talking about right now. I just realized before when I looked at the time, okay, it was 14 and it was 39. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know. There's not really like a number that I try to hit, but like, yeah, I don't know. There's lots of things. There's lots of things I'm thinking about. It was a crazy weekend. I guess we'll move off of golf. It's just, I'm grateful for the experience, I'm definitely grateful to be able to see that and exist in that. And, like I said, like, it's really interesting, like, spending time with my dad, with his friends, and we're all golfing. It's like, you don't really see that. Or if you did see that, you saw it when you were little, and you don't really, like, understand anything, really, when you're that little. So you have no idea. And then you're like, whatever age in between, and you're just too cool for school. But then you get older, and it's just like, wow, this is such a strange world. And it really is such a strange world. Like over the weekend, I was at my my mom's boyfriend's, fiance's kid's wedding. So, like, yeah. Like, almost my stepsister, but, like, it's a little too late for that to even count, I feel like. But at the same time, I still like to say it. because I don't really have a sister, so it's like kind of just another thing that I get to cross off. Also, it's a step sibling, which I've never had before, which is like a cool thing. I don't know, it's just cool, like, to experience. It's strange. It's so strange, but like I said, like, it's just, the world is just so bizarre. Like, and I really realized that, I was talking to my mom about this yesterday. It's just like, you have such a comfort zone when you're young, like, and there's only like a certain amount of things that you're like going to do or like have to do. And then you get older, and then you're 22, and there's absolutely no comfort zone, because it's like every single day you're in a new experience with new people, and it's just all over the place. Like, it's just all over the place. Like, it really is. Like, I really was so thankful for that time when we had that virus, the great Miller Lite virus going on. Not that it's like exactly over, but that period where like we literally could not leave, that period where you didn't even like hang out with your friends, because there was like just recently we started really getting back to it, like showing up at work and showing up at school. But there was like a good like 6-8 months where it was like, all school and work was like remote, but you would hang out with your friends, And even before that, there was a time where you would hang out with your friends, but you couldn't go to a restaurant, but you could go into like a Home Depot or any store you needed to. And I mean, that was probably the best time. Or also that time when we were remote for school and nobody was really working was pretty good too. But like that time, that 4 months where like the world just stood still and like everybody couldn't, like, you didn't leave your house. Like, I was scared, like, if I went to McDonald's, like, I'd get pulled over, and I was home alone for that. Like, my dad was in Florida, at the time, so it's like I was home alone for that, which was so weird. So weird. I told you on one of the other ones I tried to skip a day. Like, I literally stayed up for like 30 hours, or like I tried to skip a day. Like, it's so hard to explain. But like, imagine if you like stayed up for like a day and a half and then you slept. Wow, that's so creepy. And you slept at the night of like, what even would that be? Like, if you stayed up all the way from like you woke up like at whatever time you wake up, and then you tried to like say, like, for example, stay up till 12 o'clock afternoon the next day, and then sleep from 12 o'clock afternoon to like 10 o'clock p.m. and then just like start your day there. That's 3 days if you think about it. But you really only had one day, or, you just eliminated a whole day there. Normally you wake up and you go to sleep. You wake up, you go to sleep. You wake up, go to sleep. But if you stayed up for a day and a half and then slept, and then, but whatever. I don't know why I'm so fascinated with it. It's an interesting idea because I feel like the world should be longer. I feel like they should just give us extra hours, and I know they can't because that's not how the sun works, but it would be super cool if they could just give us extra hours. I'm supposed to start this new electrician job, and like, guys like, yeah, sometimes we start at 6, sometimes we start at 7, and we leave 2:30, 3:30, which is fantastic, but the 6, 7 start is like terrible because it's like a 5, 6 wake up call, and a 6 wake up call is like a 10 o'clock bedtime, and a 5 wake up call is like a 9 o'clock bedtime, and neither of those are ideal. Those are so like hard. Not really, but like, because if you get used to it, then you get used to it. But then it's like, then you're just off on hours, and it's like my previous job working as a server, you're off on hours because it's like you don't work during the day, and then you like, I don't know, I just get distracted really easily. But you don't work during the day, and then you work at night. And then it's like you want to stay up after work and do stuff, but then it's like, yeah, so this is like the other end of the spectrum. It's like you're going to work immediately. Like, I think it'd be really ideal if you could go to work like 10 o'clock. You know, you could stay up late, you know, or you could wake up early, but you like would have time before work, or, you know, show up for work for 11 o'clock or like 10 to 8, you know, or like 11 to 9. I don't know. That'd be really weird. That's a really weird concept. I wonder if there's a job like that. I mean, I'd have to look at it. Probably not a job I'm interested in. But whatever. I mean, we're not really interested in any job, honestly. You know, it'd just be ideal to just like not work. But we can't really do that until they come out with all the robots, which would actually be really sick if they just had a million robots and we could just stay home all day. You know, people complain about that. Oh, they're going to do all our jobs. Well, then they're going to pay us. You know, they'll give us money and they'll be like, you could stay home. You know, and I'll be like, great. You know, and I'll sit around and need to buy more bottles of lotion. But yeah, I don't know. But that was really weird. Oh man, I hope I don't start. Just gotta let that settle. I don't know. That was really, yeah, I don't know if I really connected any of those dots or put any of those points to a point or like finished any of them. But that was really like things that I just keep saying. That was really weird. Now, the wedding, I mean, it was like I thought it was going to be a lot weirder. I mean, it's a really weird situation is really what I was getting at earlier. You know, it's not a weird situation. You know, obviously my father remarried, you know, but she doesn't really have any kids. You know, now I was at that wedding, and that wedding was very interesting because it's like a whole bunch of family that is like now my family. Excuse me. Wow, I just burped right into the mic. So a whole bunch of family that's my family, but like they haven't been for like the largest portion of my life, you know? Like I've only been alive for 22 years, so for 18 of those years, for 20 of those years, I never knew them. You know, I knew them for one day. I was like, well, this is the day you're supposed to be part of my family. But like I didn't really like talk to them at all cuz it's a lot. It's a lot to talk about, but you could already hear that's a lot. But yeah, no, I mean, just did that wedding with this side of the family, which is, you know, kind of new. You know, obviously they didn't get married yet, but they're engaged, and I think they will. They've honestly been together for 6 years, which is great and a long time. You know, but I appreciate that, you know. I appreciate him looking after my mother like that, because if it's not him, it'd been me or somebody. It could have been somebody else. I didn't mean like that, but like, you know, I appreciate him taking care of my mother like that. He's a good man for that. You know, I mean, he's a good man for more than that. You know, it was really crazy. Like, he loves to drink, you know. And that's a terrible thing to say, but like, that's a terrible thing to say. You know, he's obviously a responsible man and he gets everything done. I've never seen him be crazy. You know, he likes to drink, you know, like I like to drink, you know, and that's not even a good thing to say either, because sometimes I can, you know, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, but we took so many shots. Like, he goes to me, you know, I go to him because I really hadn't been this is my first wedding that I've been 21 plus. You know, so it's an open bar, which is insane. Insane, you know. I don't know if you've ever been to an open bar, but I would suggest it. You know, and I've done a couple open bars before when I worked at Stagehouse. And, like, most of the time you can't really do shots on an open bar, which is, by the way, a good idea. If an open bar is involved, you should never be allowed to do shots. Never. Never. Write that down right now. You do shots at an open bar, it'll end bad. It'll end bad unless you are really have been drinking a lot. You know, unless you really know what you're doing and, you know, you can drink and you've been drinking. then you can handle it, and you really got to like talk yourself into things sober, which is really what I try to do. Talk myself into things sober so that when I'm drunk, I remember them. But I really just like kept like talking myself like into that whole thing of just behaving myself, I guess. I was like, what was that? What was the point I was trying to make there? But nah, I really just try to like talk myself into making good decisions, but I really just tried to. And like, honestly, I don't drink liquor like that anymore, like, or I shouldn't say that because that's not accurate, but I try not to. I will, but there were times where I used to like consistently, and I really just try to avoid it. I try to stick with beer because if I go with liquor, it's trouble. It's so much trouble, and I know it. And, on top of it, then I'll feel guilty and bad and be like, man, what did I say to this person? What did I say to that person? And it's not things that I would say to somebody if I was sober. If I could control myself, I'm making different decisions. But if I'm that drunk, I'm making decisions that could, potentially harm me when I'm sober or in the rest of my life. And it's not like I'm, it's like how often am I that drunk that life is important? It's not. But it is a different person. It's entirely a different person. That's Johnny. Johnny shows up sometimes, though. I'll tell you that. I've been trying to keep Johnny hidden. Not hidden. I'm not hiding him. If he wants to come out, he could come out. He's just got to be a good boy, and that's the thing. He ain't. He's a goddamn troublemaker. Johnny the Coke guy, man. I don't fuck with Pepsi. But yeah, I get really drunk and then I just, it's a totally different person. And I'm sure if you get that drunk, you can relate. You've definitely made decisions that you wouldn't normally make and done things that you wouldn't normally do. I'm looking at an assignment on my phone that just popped on the thing. I'll talk about that later. I got to just focus on like accomplishing at least like one conversation. I guess I talked about a couple things already, and I guess I got to give myself more credit than that. I'm accomplishing conversations. I just, it's like I tell myself things and then I don't really listen to myself, but that's kind of why I wanted to do this without the notebook because I kind of just wanted to roll with it and see where it went. That's kind of how it's gone. That's kind of how it goes sometimes. Just kind of does. But it was great though. I got really wasted, and I was definitely on the verge of making bad decisions. I'll promise you that. It was really weird because it's like we were at table 16, which is, like if I'm going to be honest, this wedding was supposed to happen a while ago, and I wasn't going to be invited. And then I literally said to her, Bree, my mother's fiance's daughter, which is just easier if I say stepsister, but it also makes me smile because it's pretty funny, and she's a good woman. I actually met my stepbrother for the first kind of time. I never had really met him, but here's the thing. I was so wasted. And you know me, I always like to do a full cup chug, or maybe you don't know me, but if you do know me, I love a nice full cup chug. That's what I try to do. I don't really mess with the liquor, but I'll drink beer till I'm blue in the face and I'm rolling around on the ground. But anyway, yeah, and me and Shmahini and Blue, the color blue, we love to do nice full cup chugs. Nice little shotgun guy. Good shit like that. So I was just like trying to figure out who I could do a full cup chug with, and I kept just like getting 2 beers at the bar and then bringing them over to Brian Jr. and being like, let's do a full cup chug. Brian Jr. said no to me, and then I gave it to Jordan. You need a hand with anything?
I just,
This is really weird because, like, I took a massive pause in between this, obviously, because, my dad walked in while I was doing it. And, I just, obviously, if you've listened to this, probably shouldn't do it in front of my father. Just add that to list of things that you don't do in front of fathers. Right in between lots of inappropriate things. Right in between drugs and masturbation. I didn't want to say it, but there we go. That's what I meant to say. But yeah, I wanted to come back and just finish this up. This is so weird because, I was doing this before, and just talking into the microphone is so weird. I'm just having different thoughts than I did earlier. And it's I could do a whole nother one right now. And I'm sure, if you've watched this far, which, thank you. Secondly, yeah, thank you. But you probably could be like, wow, he's different. Obviously, it's dark in the background, so you could tell time has passed, and I'm wearing a different shirt, so that's a pretty dead giveaway as well. But yeah, no, I wonder if and I'm gonna watch it back to see, but and if I'm thinking about it, it's gonna be real weird. But I wonder what, I'm in a whole nother mood. I went to the gym, in between, and look, I'm icing my wrist because my wrist is in a ton of pain. But I went to the gym, ate, showered, all that fun stuff. But yeah, now so I'm just chilling, and I wanted to finish up because I felt like it'd be weird if I didn't. I felt like I just had to was in the middle of a story there. Not that there's really anywhere that was going. I mean, there's really nothing going anywhere at any point, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. This is all just kind of, a mess, and, whatever comes out, comes out. But, I just felt like I didn't, say it was over, so I just felt like I had to do this, a little bit more, and that's all. But, yeah, so I was just trying to do a full cup chug with Brian Jr., because that's what we were talking about 5 minutes ago, or whenever the podcast was sunny. But now that it's dark, listen, I listened to the last 5 minutes of what I just talked about so that I'd remember, okay? Okay? But yeah, Brian Jr. There's really not much more to say on that, I think. And, obviously I could say a million more things, but there's, a million more things I could say about anything, really. The question is, what am I supposed to say? But the answer is, there isn't really anything that I'm supposed to say. It's whatever I do say. Now, that's a thought, isn't it? That's really weird. But yeah, let me just finish that up because there's, probably one more thing I want to talk about. But it's so weird how I just formulated that in the head. The brain works in mysterious ways. It's interesting earlier how I was talking about, different Alex. So weird. I feel like I've been looking at myself way more. Obviously, I think I always look at myself, but, I did, some things in my life that have really, shown me things that are, crazy to see. And I just really feel like we're all, super connected in ways that we don't even realize, And it's kind of weird, but I feel like, we're really how color is. Apparently nothing has color, but light reflects off things, and that's what gives it color. That's really what I feel like people are. We're all part of the one breath, and it's kind of like a popular theory. If you look into it, people talk about it. Tool talks about it all the time. But people just talk about how we're, part of a shared consciousness. And it's a really crazy thing to think of, but sometimes you could zoom out and really see that we are kind of the same, light just reflecting off different objects, which are the people. The light reflects off us, and, we show different parts, and different people are different things. They have different roles to play. And I think that's it's fascinating to me, and I every day try to think about it more. And, I said this on the first one, but a friend said to me, don't go looking for the answers. And that really has kind of stuck with me. I mean, it's just such a bizarre thought. don't go looking for the answers. It was such a bizarre thought, and I really appreciated hearing it. I really enjoy that person. Like, I really feel like they shine the light on so many things that I love to see and think about. And I feel like that light isn't really, like, utilized. I feel like I don't really utilize that with, like, literally anybody. I mean, me and Chappelle have some very silly talks when we're high, but, like, this person and me have some very serious conversations. I don't know. She's just very interesting. But yeah, no, the wedding was great. It was great. And, I didn't think it would be great because, like I explained before, it's a weird situation. I'm with, like, my step-siblings, which is a weird situation because I've only met them, like, a couple times. I've met Brian a million times, like, their father. I've seen him a million times, and he's a great guy, He really is a great guy. And I said it before, but, I appreciate what he does for my mother, and, by virtue, me, And I don't know if I used virtue right, but sure. That's what we're going to roll with was the word for that. But, he, by doing those good things for my mother, he does those good things for me, and I appreciate it. Like, I could go to sleep that much more peace of mind that, I love both my parents. I appreciate everything they do. They do a lot for me, and it's like, imagine if you were in their shoes and position. Like, would you do those things? Would you be able to do those things? Would you want to do those things? I mean, that's a crazy thought, Sorry, something in my teeth. I don't really care, but I mean, just imagine that. That's crazy, And I thought about that because it's like, I thought about that like a year ago. Like, what if that was me, trying to do this, and I don't really know what to do, It's like when you're little, you think your parents know everything and they have the answers to everything. But they don't, They're just you a little bit older who's been trying to figure it out and realized, this is crazy. This is convoluted. None of it makes sense. And, I guess all we could do is try our best and be as good to the people around us as we can. And, I mean, that's kind of what I try to do because, I wrote this down one time when I used to keep a journal. And I actually put this on the wall, like, because I feel like it's really important. Like, nothing means anything. Like, it doesn't mean anything. Like, nothing means anything. We take so much thought and stress and into so much. But at the end of the day, it really means nothing. At the end of the day, it's the relationships we have with the people around us. And it's easier said than done because it's like I like to hide all the time. I like to spend days by myself. I like to spend time by myself. Even when I'm at the gym with Shmahini, like sometimes I still just like to rock the headphones and, just listen to myself and do my own thing. Even the people that I love, I just like sometimes just want to do my own thing. I don't want to be in the same space, and some of that's anxiety. Some of that's like, I'm not really like, great at that. And, don't have a lot of long relationships with a lot of people. So it's like kind of tough on me. That's dumb to say, but like, a lot of it is like anxiety is really the easiest way to sum that up. Like sometimes I'd just rather be by myself and deal with myself, because I understand what to do with Alec, obviously. I don't know what to do with the other characters. And sometimes I feel responsible for the other characters, which isn't good. I mean, it's not good or bad, but like, it's weird. Sometimes I feel responsible for the other characters. Sometimes I feel like if my character isn't bringing enough to the table, other characters, can't shine their light. And yeah, I don't know. I wish that everybody could shine their light. And that's really weird to say, but sure. I don't know. It really is just a strange world out there. You never know what's going to happen with your life. And you really just get tossed into so many situations. And you got to roll with it. Excuse me. Just ate. You got to roll with it. I went into the Choffies today. I mean, my bad. Who cares? But it's crazy. It's crazy out there, And something I say to myself is like, you're not going to die, which is dumb. But like, most of the things that come out of my brain are not exactly intelligent. I realize that, but, whatever. Like, I'm in school, and, like, some of the time I'll be like, I don't have to pay attention. And, like, some of the time I'll be like, try your best. Pay attention. Like, this is going to be your job. Like, figure your shit out, you dumb. I try to. It's most of the way figured out. I feel like I've made major steps to put it in the right direction. The ship is turned. It's tough to turn the ship. And it's not fully turned. There's still sails pointed in the wrong direction. But they're pointed in the wrong direction for the right reasons. It's so weird how alcohol is such a important part of a lot of people's lives. And sometimes I wish and think, and especially with how drunk I got, that night, what if I was to be sober, and I love smoking pot, so I really don't think I'd give that up. But, like, a lot of times with alcohol, I'm like, man, what am I doing? And I wake up and I'm shitty, and sometimes going into it, I don't even want to. But it's it's so much the focal point of social gatherings and so many things. And, after a week, I'm like, maybe I should get wasted, something like that. But it'd be cool to try out, like, not, I'm not going to do that today. I mean, it's an interesting thought. I've been having it, and I've been throwing it around a little more. It's interesting because I think this person actually subconsciously threw it into my direction. Obviously I hear it all the time from people, and it's like, not that I have a problem. I'm not drinking like every day. I drink a couple days, Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Saturday sometimes. Thursday night football is going on. Sometimes I drink on Thursday. This week it was, a couple nights. I used to every night have a couple drinks and play guitar. That was a couple Alex ago. Now I try to incorporate parts of that Alec in this Alec. I'm not playing nearly enough guitar. It was interesting. I used to drink and play guitar and then go to bed. And I used to get yelled at by my ex a lot for doing that, and just about everybody else for doing that. But, I didn't listen because I don't really like to listen. I think that's kind of human nature. I don't think anybody likes to listen. I think if somebody tells you something, it doesn't matter who they are or what position you're in, you don't want to listen to them. And I really think that that's pretty, obviously different people are different, but it's such a big ego thing. And I really try to, like, not, like, and I try to take as much advice as I can and listen to everybody that I can. But sometimes I just, like, like, it's still that, like, immediate reaction of, like, oh, fuck this guy, like somebody telling me something. Like, even like today, like, I was in the sauna. The sauna is always such a strange place. I really, like, have been thinking about this for a long time, but it's such a strange place because it's like, you meet so many people in there. Like, everybody wants to talk in there all the time. And it's kind of my fault because, like, I was that guy for a while. I would talk to anybody that walked in there or try to or attempt to. And like I said earlier in this, like, it's so weird, the relationship that I have with people that I see, like, kind of some of the time at the gym, because it's like, we just, like, don't know what to say to each other. But, like, all I try to tell myself is, try and be friendly, say hello to these people, I don't know, another way that the world is so weird, the relationships that I have with the people at the gym and stuff like that. And sometimes I'm like, go to a different gym, so you don't know anybody and just don't talk to anybody at that gym, put on a face like I'm not going to talk to people, and I kind of incorporate that into, like, school. It's kind of how I did that at school, because it's like I went, like, it's really weird because we have 12 classes and there's 16 days apiece. And every 16 days, you have a new class and a new teacher. And each class is kind of, like, split into two. Like, it's like one class, but there's a morning session and an afternoon session. So you could be part of either. And what I've noticed is a lot of people don't really switch. If you're a morning person, you're generally a morning person. And if you're the afternoon person, you're generally the afternoon person. Now, after, like, a bunch of my classes, I went, like, 4 or 5 classes with this one dude, Tyler, who was a really cool guy. And a couple other people, Angel, who actually stopped going there, and Diego, who was in a bunch of classes with us. And, there were a bunch of people that I met that were really cool. And then it's like, I did a whole bunch of classes, and then they just stopped being in my class. They were in different classes, and I didn't know them anymore. And it was just weird because it's like you're in that position where it's like you're talking to somebody in the hall, like you see somebody, you know them, you're like, hey, I know this person. Do I say something or do I just pass them by? And it's always such a weird thing, and I'm sure people could relate to that, but it's always such a weird thing. And I just try to tell myself, be friendly, like just say hello to these people or try to or make an attempt, but it's so like stressful to me, and it really shouldn't be. I just realized I just like have like major anxiety with that because it's like all the time I like, because these people are gone. They're here today, gone tomorrow. And what I was saying is like just join another gym so that you don't have to deal with all those people anymore is like kind of what I did with the school. I just stopped going into the afternoon class and started going to the morning class. So everybody that I kind of knew or sort of knew, I didn't have to see anymore. And it kind of was more like, hey, my schedule is going to be different now, Excuse me. Like at the beginning of school, I really wasn't going to the gym the way I started going to the gym, and it's really crazy, like when I graduate, to be able to look back on this past year and reflect on how I've changed and stuff like that, but like I really wasn't going to the gym like that when I was started. So I was like, all right, whatever, we'll do the afternoon. And then after a while of doing the afternoon and like trying to go to the gym at 3, I'm trying to make it home for dinner at 6, I was like, this isn't going to work. I'm not going to be home 6:30 or like get in half, because it's either I'm home at like 7 or I don't finish my workout, and it's like neither of those are good options. So it's like, let's go to school in the morning so we could be done, So that's really why I switched, but it just kind of like was a easy way to like be like, okay, all those people I kind of know who are like, oh, what's up, Alec? And, they're in a different class and I feel awkward about that whole situation. I get to avoid. And that's kind of my life, just like avoiding shit like that. I don't know why. I couldn't give you an answer. I don't have the answers. It's like the other day, like I saw this dude that I used to go to school with at a 7-Eleven. And that's another thing. Gotta love 7-Eleven. Not just 7-Eleven, but all convenience stores. You never know what you're going to run into. I mean, I would say even specifically 7-Elevens, but really all of them. You run into such characters, you gotta love 7-Eleven. You never know who you're going to run into or what you're going to run into. It's always a sight to behold, though. Whenever I'm at a convenience store, I'm like, oh my God, what is going on here? Also shout out to all those dudes that buy like 85 scratch-offs. Like, come on, man. Like, imagine if you took all that money that you bought scratch-offs with and just put it in the stock market. That's easy to say. Or just, like, invested it. Or just saved it. Put it in a savings. I don't know. It's the thing I think about. Even I saw, like, one of my old teachers, who it's really weird. This guy just, like, kind of, like, dwells in, and everybody, like, knows him. And he kind of like recognizes, like he recognized me, like he's like, oh, what's up, man? Before I even said anything, I'm looking at him, I'm like, that's, well, yeah, I mean, but he's a great guy, I had to say that because I just said his name. That's not his name. That's his, he loves hot dogs, he's hamburger helper, man, whatever. Nobody's gonna, but yeah, I think that's it. I really do. Comment. Yeah. Please leave a comment. Go Giants.